There are moments when speaking makes you weaker. Not because your words are wrong, not because you have nothing to say, but because the wrong person wants your reaction. They want your anger. They want your defense. They want your panic. They want you to explain. They want you to prove yourself. They want you to leave your center. And the moment you give them your words, you may give them your peace too. Stoicism teaches that silence is not emptiness. Silence can be discipline. Silence can be self-control. Silence can be dignity. Silence can be the wall between your character and another person's chaos. Most people think power means answering quickly. They think strength means having the last word. They think confidence means explaining every choice. But the Stoic sees something deeper. A person who must answer everything is still controlled by everything. A person who cannot stay silent is easy to lead into anger. A person who explains himself to every critic turns strangers into judges. So stay with this reflection. We are going to look at why silence is power in Stoicism. You will learn when silence protects your peace, when silence is wiser than argument, when silence is stronger than revenge, when silence saves your dignity, and when speaking is still necessary. Because Stoicism is not about being mute. It is about speaking with purpose. It is about knowing when words serve truth, and knowing when words only feed the fire. If you want calm, serious lessons on Stoicism, discipline, and self-control, subscribe to the channel. This is a place for people who want to train the mind, not spend life reacting to noise. Now think about your own life. How many times have you regretted what you said while angry? How many times did one sentence make a problem worse? How many times did you explain yourself to someone who was not listening? How many times did you defend your heart before a person who only wanted power? How many times did you speak because silence felt too hard? That is the truth. Silence is hard. It is easy to speak when anger rises. It is easy to reply to insult. It is easy to correct every lie. It is easy to chase every false opinion. It is easy to send the message. It is easy to prove the point. It is easy to throw words like stones. What is harder is to pause, to feel the heat inside the chest, to feel the ego asking for revenge, to feel the mind building its speech, and still say, "Not now." That pause is where freedom begins. The Stoic does not trust the first wave. The first wave is often pride. The first wave is often fear. The first wave is often anger wearing the mask of justice. If you speak from that place, your words may not belong to wisdom. They may belong to the wound. And wounded words can create more wounds. This is why silence has value. It gives reason time to return. It gives anger time to cool. It gives truth time to separate from ego. It gives you space to choose your response instead of being dragged by impulse. Many people are not ruined by what happens to them. They are ruined by what they say while reacting to what happens. A harsh word can damage trust. A careless reply can reveal weakness. A public argument can lower dignity. A message sent in pain can become a chain. The Stoic knows that words are not cheap. Words leave the mouth and begin living in the world. Once spoken, They cannot be fully taken back. You may apologize. You may explain. You may regret. But the words have already done their work. So the Stoic guards his tongue, not because he is afraid, because he understands power. The first lesson is this: do not answer every insult. An insult is often a hook. Someone throws it at you to pull your mind toward them. They want you to step out of yourself. They want proof that they can move you. They want your face to change. They want your voice to rise. They want your peace to break. If you give them that, they have received what they wanted. The Stoic does not treat every insult as a command to respond. He asks who is speaking. Why are they speaking? Is there truth here? Is this useful? Does my answer serve virtue? Or does it only feed my pride? Sometimes an insult contains correction. If it is true, use it. Even if the speaker was harsh. Even if the tone was poor. Truth is useful, even from an unpleasant mouth. But if the insult is empty, why carry it? If someone calls the sky green, the sky does not defend itself. If someone insults your character falsely, your character is not changed by the sound. You are not required to attend every trial people create in their minds. Silence can say, I will not lower myself to the level of this moment. Silence can say, my peace is worth more than your opinion. Silence can say, you are free to speak, and I am free not to kneel. This is not weakness. It takes strength to hear insult and remain steady. Anyone can bark back. Few can stay rooted. The second lesson is this: do not argue with fools. This may sound harsh, but it is one of the oldest and most useful forms of wisdom. A foolish person is not simply someone who does not know something. A foolish person is someone who does not want to know. They are not confused. They are committed to confusion. They do not ask to understand. They ask to trap. They do not listen. They reload. They do not want truth. They want victory. If you enter an argument with such a person, you may lose even if you win. You lose time. You lose calm. You lose focus. You may even lose dignity because you let their chaos set the stage. A Stoic does not measure strength by how many arguments he wins. He measures strength by how many useless battles he refuses. Ask yourself before speaking, will this person hear truth? Will this conversation make anything clearer? Will my words help justice or only feed heat? Am I speaking because I should or because my pride is hungry? If the conversation is honest, speak clearly. If the person is open, be patient. If the matter is serious, stand firm. But if the person only wants noise, do not become their instrument. There is no wisdom in wrestling with mud and complaining that you are dirty. Some people do not need your answer. They need your absence. The third lesson is this: do not explain yourself to everyone. This is a deep trap. Many people lose peace because they want to be understood by people who are not trying to understand them. They explain, then explain again, then defend, then apologize for things they did not do, then soften the truth, then shrink the message, then wonder why they feel exhausted. Not everyone deserves the full map of your inner life. Not everyone needs your reasons. Not everyone has earned your story. Some people ask questions because they care. Some ask questions because they want control. Some people deserve honesty. Some people only want access. The Stoic knows the difference. He is not secretive from fear. He is selective from wisdom. Your life does not need to be an open court. Your choices do not need approval from every passing voice. Your growth does not need a public defense. If you are acting with integrity, you can let some people misunderstand. This is hard for the ego. The ego wants to be seen correctly. It wants every false picture corrected. It wants to chase people and say, "That is not what I meant." But peace begins when you accept that some minds are not your home. Let them carry the wrong picture. You carry your character. Being misunderstood can hurt, but betraying yourself to be understood hurts far more. The fourth lesson is this: do not speak when anger is driving. Anger is a poor driver. It moves fast. It sees little. It thinks every road leads to justice. But often it leads to regret. When anger speaks, it may borrow the language of truth. It may say, "I am only being honest." It may say, "They deserve this." It may say, "I have been silent long enough." Sometimes that may be partly true. There are times when silence can become cowardice. There are times when truth must be spoken. But anger is not the best judge of timing, tone, or measure. The Stoic does not deny anger. He studies it. He asks what has been touched in me. My pride, my fear, my sense of justice, my need for control. Then he waits until reason can stand beside emotion. If you must speak, speak after the fire has lowered. Speak with a clear aim. Speak to solve, not to wound. Speak to reveal truth, not to punish. Speak from the part of you that you will still respect tomorrow. A sentence born in anger can become a burden for years. So pause. Let the storm pass through. You can always speak later, but you cannot unspeak what rage has already thrown. The fifth lesson is this: do not reveal every plan. Silence is not only for anger, it is also for direction. Many people talk about their goals before they have built the strength to carry them. They announce every plan. They share every dream. They seek early praise. They enjoy the feeling of being admired for what they have not done yet. But the Stoic is careful. He knows that words can create a false feeling of progress. Talking can feel like doing. Praise can feel like achievement. Attention can feel like momentum. But the work remains untouched. There is also another danger. Not everyone who hears your plans wants your growth. Some will doubt you. Some will distract you. Some will mock the early version. Some will quietly hope you stop. Some will use your own words to measure your failure. The Stoic does not hide from everyone. He can share with wise friends. He can seek counsel. He can receive help. But he does not need to turn every dream into public theater. Let the work speak later. Let discipline grow in silence. Let action become proof. A seed does not shout before it becomes a tree. It breaks the soil quietly. The sixth lesson is this: Do not gossip. Gossip feels small, but it trains the mind badly. It teaches you to spend attention on other people's disorder. It teaches you to enjoy judgment. It teaches you to speak about people in ways you may not speak before them. It weakens integrity, and it fills the room with invisible poison. The Stoic asks, does this need to be said? Does it need to be said by me? Does it help anyone? Is it true? Is it kind? Is it useful? If not, silence is cleaner. A person who gossips with you may gossip about you. A person who enjoys tearing others down does not become noble because you are in the room. Do not feed that habit. Do not turn another person's weakness into your entertainment. If correction is needed, speak to the person or speak where action can be taken. But do not make a feast out of someone's private struggle. There is dignity in refusing to join certain conversations. There is strength in keeping your mouth clean. There is peace in not filling your mind with other people's dirt. The seventh lesson is this: do not beg to be understood. This is different from explaining. Sometimes you speak once, clearly and honestly. That is good. But then the other person twists it. So you speak again. They twist it again. You bring proof. They move the target. You show your heart. They call it weakness. You become more desperate. They become more powerful. At some point, you must see what is happening. You are no longer sharing truth. You are begging for fairness. And fairness cannot be begged out of a closed heart. The Stoic gives truth cleanly. Then he watches. If the person receives it, there can be peace. If the person rejects it, there can still be peace. Because your duty was to speak honestly, not to control their understanding. You are not required to crawl through someone's pride to reach their compassion. You are not required to bleed on the floor until they admit you are hurt. You can say, I have spoken clearly. You can say, I will not keep defending my reality. You can say, this conversation is no longer honest. And then you can become silent. That silence may feel painful, but it is often the door back to self-respect. The eighth lesson is this: do not answer from loneliness. Loneliness can make the wrong words feel necessary. It can make you send a message you know you should not send. It can make you reopen doors that closed for a reason. It can make you apologize when you did nothing wrong. It can make you accept crumbs because silence feels too heavy. Many people do not speak from love. They speak from panic. They speak because the quiet room feels unbearable. They speak because they want relief. The Stoic notices this. He asks, am I speaking from truth or from hunger? Am I reaching out with dignity or trying to escape myself? Am I about to create peace or only delay pain? Sometimes the strongest message is the one you do not send. Sometimes the greatest act of love for yourself is letting the phone stay silent. This does not mean you should never reach out. It means you should know what is moving your hand. If wisdom moves it, speak. If fear moves it, pause. Loneliness is not a command. Missing someone is not a command. Desire is not a command. You can feel the ache and still keep your dignity. The ninth lesson is this: do not speak to impress. A lot of words are not communication. They are performance. People speak to seem smart, to seem strong, to seem important, to seem spiritual, to seem deep, to seem successful. But the Stoic does not use words as decoration for the ego. He speaks to serve truth. He speaks to be useful. He speaks when speech has work to do. If your words are only trying to build an image, they may cost more than they give. The more you need to appear wise, the less wise you often become. The more you need to appear strong, the less settled you often feel. The more you need applause, the less free your voice becomes. Silence protects you from performance. It allows your actions to carry more weight than your claims. A disciplined person does not need to announce discipline every hour. A strong person does not need to remind everyone he is strong. A wise person does not need to fill the room with wisdom. Sometimes the deepest confidence has few words. The 10th lesson is this: speak when virtue requires it. Silence is powerful, but silence is not always right. This matters. Stoicism is not about hiding. It is not about avoiding conflict at any cost. It is not about letting cruelty move freely because you want peace. There are times when silence becomes fear. There are times when silence protects comfort, not wisdom. There are times when justice needs your voice. If someone is being harmed, speak. If a boundary must be named, speak. If truth is needed, speak. If love requires honesty, speak. If your silence would become a form of betrayal, speak. But speak from the right place. Not from rage. Not from vanity. Not from the need to win. Not from the need to appear brave. Speak from principle. Speak with measure. Speak with clarity. Speak so your future self can respect your words. This is the balance. The Stoic is not silent because he has no courage. He is silent when speech is waste. He speaks when speech is duty. That is power. Now bring this into your own life. Where are you spending too many words? Which argument keeps stealing your peace? Which person keeps pulling you into defense? Which insult keeps asking for your reaction? Which message should stay unsent? Which truth have you avoided speaking? Do not rush past these questions. Your life is shaped by what you answer and what you refuse to answer. Your peace is shaped by what you explain and what you let pass. Your dignity is shaped by the moments when you say, "I do not need to enter this." Silence is not always quiet. Sometimes silence is a loud statement inside your own soul. It says, "I choose my character. I choose my peace. I choose my center. I choose not to be led by every insult, every fear, every craving, every fool, every old wound." This is not weakness. This is self-command. And self-command is rare. So the next time someone tries to pull words out of your anger, pause. The next time you want to explain yourself to someone committed to misunderstanding you, pause. The next time you want the last word, pause. The next time loneliness tells you to reopen the old wound, pause. The next time your ego wants to perform, pause. In that pause, you will find a small gate. On one side is reaction. On the other side is freedom. Choose carefully, because not every thought deserves a voice. Not every feeling deserves a message. Not every person deserves your explanation. Not every battle deserves your blood. Sometimes the strongest thing you can say is nothing. And sometimes, after silence has cleared the smoke, the right words will come. Fewer words, cleaner words, truer words, words that serve wisdom, not pride. That is the Stoic art of silence. Not silence from fear, silence from strength. Not silence from emptiness, silence from command. Not silence because you are weak, silence because your peace is no longer for sale. If this reflection helped you, subscribe to the channel. Not for noise, not for empty motivation, but for calm Stoic lessons that help you build discipline, strength, and self-control one day at a time. Until the next one, guard your mind carefully. Speak when truth requires it. Stay silent when ego demands it. And never give your peace to a conversation that only wants to consume you.